Welcome, everybody, and we are fired up for another sensational college football matchup. Nobody at home today who can stake their claim in this neutral site showdown. There's nothing quite like wrapping up a regular season with a bowl victory. It just leaves a good taste in your mouth going into the offseason. As we'll see, the number 22 team in the country, the Navy Midshipmen, taking on a team from the Big 12, the Cincinnati Bearcats. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. Kickoff team is out there ready to get this bowl game underway. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. The Midshipmen offense is on the field to start this game. And are we ever lucky to see these two great quarterbacks in action here today? And Jesse, it won't be long before we'll see them squaring off on Sundays.
Yeah, and these guys can both stress a defense for similar reasons, and we've seen it all year long, right? Both guys have tremendous arm talent, and both guys can hurt you running the football as well. So these defenses are really going to have to be careful with how they try and defend these two quarterbacks, David. This one could come down to which guy has the ball last.
Yeah, which is really, really cool. A big showdown. They know what's on the line. Man, these are two huge names, brand versus brand, big-time baller versus big-time baller, trying to come out on top. Yeah, defenses, I feel bad for them today. That's not what this is about. This is about the QBs.
The Midshipmen looking for a chunk play on 3rd and long. Back to pass, it's Horvath. It's complete on the right side. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. Navy will have to punt it away. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. A low line drive and short kick. He was able to get that ball up to the 48-yard line before he stopped on the return. So Cincinnati's offense taking the field. First chance we have to see them today. They're led by a sensational signal caller. And Jesse, one thing every elite quarterback knows is where to find the weak spot in the secondary. And there might be a few of them there.
Yeah, there's no mystery where this quarterback is going to be throwing the football and who he's going to be trying to pick on. They knew coming into this game this was going to be the matchup they want to take advantage of. Now, David, the defense and their coordinator are going to have to find creative ways to help out this cornerback and use safety coverage over the top, some zone, to try and get him as many doubles as they can. But you can't double cover all game long. This guy's going to be on an island from time to time, and you know that's when the quarterback's going to go after him.
I was about to say, dude, I'm not giving you that opportunity. I'm not putting him on an island. I'm going to use zone coverages. I'm going to try to hide him as much as I can. You see this all the time. You know you're in a deficiency. How do you mask it? How do you hide it? If he goes one-on-one on an island, that's a bad job calling defense.
Now here on 2nd down, see if they keep tossing it around. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a 1st down.
This offense has to get this guy the ball in as many ways as possible. He showed you all of his tools on that last play.
Wants to throw on 1st down off the play fake. Wide open downfield. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Cincinnati!
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they covered the final 29 yards with that touchdown pass. And he takes this from inside the 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. And Navy will go back on the attack. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around. They'll go to the ground. Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32. The Midshipmen could get really aggressive here on 2nd and short. He'll ride his man on the option. Brings into the open. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Big fullback's got it. Creating some space, getting just enough good blocking, and they've got it up to the 47-yard line. Kept it on the ground on first down, now back to the line. They want to run this quarterback. Steaming into the backfield to make the stop, and he'll lose 4. Navy needs to come up with a big play on 3rd and long. They'll run the option. They stop him short, and we'll have a big 4th down coming. Navy will have to punt it away. I wouldn't quite call it a shank, but that's not exactly going to go on the resume reel. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. Already a solid start to this one, now back to work with this 7-0 lead. They knock him down after a gain of 3 to the 23. Solid pickup of 4 on first down at 2nd and 6. They're going to run it to the right. Showing off the arms. And they're able to force him out of bounds after a short pickup. The Bearcats come to the line on 3rd down, trying to keep this drive alive. Looking for a man, it's Sorsby. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. And the Bearcats will punt this one away. Coverage team does a good job and touches it dead. No return on this one. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. On the option. Good vision and determination there to find his way up to the 23. Kept it on the ground last time. Let's see if they go back to it on 2nd down. The option look. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
Here comes Navy back to the line after picking up the first down. On the option. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
I just love the way the defense prepares. Each and every week we see this defense come out, and it's like 11 guys, they've got their head in the game, and they're playing as one unit. They knew it was going to be tough facing this option game with the quarterback and the running attack, but they've just done such a good job so far staying home, playing their assignments. You saw it on that last play right there. Rallying to the football, nowhere for him to go and creating a big loss.
On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Buys a little time. Trying to make magic with his feet. Great job by this savvy senior to know when he just needs to move the sticks with his feet. Navy is clicking on all cylinders right now. They'll send the back in motion. He'll take it himself. Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. They'll go to the fullback, and they make the stop, and that will likely bring us to the end of the first quarter. We've reached the break. Cincinnati is on top. 1 period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. So they had a chance to talk over this third down play to open the period. Trying play action. Finds his man. It's Kent. That'll be enough for the first down as they stop him at the 43-yard line. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Sticks it in his belly. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front? Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. They're looking to get the edge with this one on the toss. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. The Midshipmen trying to sail way forward on 3rd and half a mile. The give to the fullback. Stopped right at the 42-yard line as this defense forces a 4th down. And here comes the punt team. The punt goes out of bounds, and a nice job to get them backed up. I think they'll spot it right around the 15. Here comes the Cincinnati offense back on the field. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will... There he goes! Able to pick up a couple before he's dragged down at the 19. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. Looking for space. It's Walker. Can't get him to the ground. They get him stopped at the 26, but that'll be enough for this offense to go to work on 1st down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
They're trying to run the football. There's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
That's caught. It's Allen. Nice gain on that play, but a little bit short of the 1st down. The Bearcats really need to keep this drive alive on 3rd down. Scanning the field, it's Sorsby. Going deep. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's 4th down. The Bearcats decide to punt it away. That last punt basically flipped the field. They'd like to do it again. He will signal for the fair catch and take it just inside the 35. And the Midshipmen offense making its way back onto the field. From the gun, the ground game. Stuffed almost in his tracks, but strong enough to pick up 1 to the 35. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Makes the catch. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. The Midshipmen looking for a chunk play on 3rd and long.
Nice completion, nice short gain. Now it sets up 3rd down. And wait a minute, 3rd down now becomes, we're going to go for it on 4th down anyway, so it really doesn't matter that much. Great job getting a little chunk. Now we get to go have some fun.
Well, this is an offense that has a lot of speed, and they have different guys they would love to get the football to in space, and they can find a lot of different ways to do that. I love the idea of going option here, trusting your quarterback to make the right read. If no one accounts for the pitch man, he's going to get it to the outside, and you see...
Oh, he's got some space. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Navy! The extra point here would tie the game. And he did make that extra point, no issue with the treacherous footing. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. Now to make sure this kickoff team covers it well to not give back that last score. From inside the 10, here he comes. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. Leaves it with the back. Getting that push. A pickup of 4 out to the 26.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
What a nice job by the defense to string it out, not give him any kind of alley, and knock him down for a loss. Now facing a 3rd and long. Back to throw, it's Sorsby. Makes the catch, it's Allen. They make the stop about 4 yards short of the first down. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. On 4th down, they'll pass for it. Caught over the middle, it's Allen. Turns out to be an easy conversion for this offense as they move the chains on 4th down. The Bearcats getting set on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Going downfield for the big play. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover.
Well, obviously it's raining here in this game, and ball's slippery. I don't know if that slipped out of the QB's hands a little bit, but it certainly wasn't an accurate throw, and as a result, it ends up in an interception.
This drive opens up at the 23-yard line. They'll try to get the edge with the toss play here. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
In the slant route, you got to put that foot in the ground and cut in a hurry so you can create a little bit of separation from that cornerback, and a nice job with the concentration, plucking that football, pulling it in.
The give to the tailback. At the 45 on his way. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play.
1st down, you know you always want to establish the running game. How about this offense? Nothing fancy. Run the football, be physical, get a big gain.
Give to the running back. And you want to talk about gang tackling. Everybody on the defense run to the ball. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Sends it back in motion. Goes to the option. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Navy needs to come up with a big play on 3rd and long. To the air, it's Horvath. Got it set up on the outside. He's pushed out of bounds inside the 40 at the 38, and these guys are on the move. They'll snap it from the 39, 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Makes the grab. A most efficient pickup of 6 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 4. The clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline. Navy comes to the line facing 2nd and short. Back to throw, time running short in the half. And the throw out to the sideline, good for a few. He'll be knocked out of bounds at the 29.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
They'll try to get it through the air. Just had to get rid of that one to save the yardage on 3rd down. They'll play it safe and send out the field goal unit. And he'll have to find the line and generate some power, a 46-yarder from the left. Dead center perfect. And with that, they've taken the lead.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Offense has enough time to get off a play before we head to the half. They'll run behind the big guys on the right. Now after that run, they're in pretty good shape at the 30-yard line. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Back to pass, it's Sorsby. He's going to let one fly down the middle. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, 2 quarters down, and I've got to say, this has been a fun watch so far in Memphis. And yes, football is a game of inches, but man, is that really the case when you consider the length of some of these possessions. Look, I'm not an analytics guy, but I do know this. The team that sustains drives and just moves the sticks might be the team that comes out on top today. And with that, let's send it back to the fellas at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium.
Thanks for that breakdown, Kevin. Navy will kick it deep to get the second half underway. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. And they're trailing on the scoreboard right now, but they are very much in the mix to finish this season with a bowl win.
Yeah, and I think you look at bowl games, sometimes there's a little bit of rust in the first half, and that's what you talk about at halftime. Now, we get the ball, we're down, let's go make a statement to start this second half. We're here, we're ready, we're going to do some damage.
And here's the thing, they're in this bowl game because they're explosive on offense. It takes only one play. There's still lots of football left to be played. If they get this confidence going, they get into a rhythm, watch out.
Unloads to the wideout. Oh, that slithered right through his fingers and would have been his second interception of the game. Instead, it's 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. And that decision will be questioned for a while. They've got the big fellas out there, a 3 tight end look on 1st and 10. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
And on 4th down, they'll try to salvage the drive with a field goal. And he's already made one. The holder will put it down at the 26 for a 36-yard try. Never a doubt. Right down the middle. They double their lead up to 6 here in the 3rd quarter.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
On the move from inside his 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. Here comes the Cincinnati offense back on the field. They were really aggressive going for it in their own end last time and put them in a tough spot, David.
Yeah.
There he goes! Across the 50 and knocked out of bounds at the 48. An explosive play gets this offense working.
I love that play call. This offense is going to run the football. They're not just going to do it between the tackles, but they're going to attack you outside. You saw that with that handoff. They get to the right. They get him in space using his speed. Good play call.
They're going to go right back to him on first down. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And that run really didn't go anywhere, and a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls.
Turning it on! Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33.
This running back loves running into the teeth of the defense. In between the tackles, he keeps a low pad level, and he's got some speed.
Back to throw, it's Sorsby. A strike downfield. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down. And the Bearcats come to the line with a new set of downs. To the ground with the back. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. The give to the back.
And a nice crisp run.
Goes upstairs. And the Bearcats line it up with a first and goal. Trying to power it in. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Bearcats! Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
Extra point here will give them the lead. And the extra point gives them the lead at 14-13. They put together a 74-yard touchdown drive and close the deal with a 3-yard touchdown run. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll return it and try to get behind his blockers. And here comes the Navy offense. David, they couldn't pay off that last drive with a touchdown.
Now, they moved the ball down the field and executed like they wanted to until they stalled out and had to settle for a field goal.
I think if you want to take the next step, too, here and score a touchdown, you got to start finding more creative ways to get your best players the ball. Let's see if they can do that here.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to pass. It's Horvath. Pressure coming. Zings it complete to the right. Good pickup, a little bit short of the sticks.
Now, I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
Well, look what's happening now. Old Uncle Mo has hit the transfer portal and is changing sidelines. Fires to the big fella. And the defense jumps on it, and they get that turnover.
Oftentimes when you're playing in conditions like this and it's raining, you'll see a lot of the skill players offensively take off the gloves because they want to be able to feel the football. They think it gives them better control of it, and I don't know if that played into the football going on the ground there, but you know that ball security is going to be one of the biggest factors in this game moving forward.
Fires to the wideout. Complete downfield. He found his man and zipped it in there, and they've got a first down in the red zone at the 11. Great spot to attack there right off the turnover. Try to strike and keep them reeling.
Absolutely. Coaching 101. Sudden change. When you create a turnover and you get the ball back on offense, attack, attack, attack. Use the momentum. Try to make a big play.
He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 at the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. The play-action fake. He let that thing fly quickly, but he couldn't make the connection.
And in this weather, man, you start to see more of this. You try to throw the ball harder to penetrate it through the weather and get it to your target, but just catching a football that's...
And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Bearcats! A methodical drive that they finish off by tossing it to the tight end.
And the tight end, I tell you what, this is a position that's evolved so much, right? And you see him move all over the field. It's kind of like, where is Waldo? You got to find this big fella, especially down in the red zone area. This is the guy they're going to target and make the big play, get the touchdown.
Lining up for the PAT. And they kick it through for the extra point, and they have an 8-point lead. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. So the kickoff team will come out after they turn in a score on that last drive. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. And Navy will go back on the attack. As it turns out, the fumble on that last drive set up the touchdown, David.
And there's no bigger stat in football than turnovers. You turn the football over, they turn it into points. Jesse, that is not a recipe for success.
Good news, though, they get another chance, right? They can make amends with this drive right here. That's all that's important. You've got to execute and you've got to lock in.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Wide receiver comes in motion. They'll run play action. And the quick shuffle pass. And as they get him to the ground, clock running, looks as if time will expire here in the third. That's the end of the quarter, and Cincinnati is on top and sitting in a good spot as we wrap up the third. Let's take a look at our game stats while we have a break in the action. One quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic fourth quarter finish. After swapping ends of the field, they gave him a little time to figure out how they'll open the final period here on third down. To the air, it's Horvath. The throw. Had it right in his hands in the middle of the field, and it trickled to the ground. It'll be fourth down. Navy will have to punt it away. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. Use the play fake, now to throw. Fires to the middle. Pass is incomplete, and by this stage of his career, you'd think a junior quarterback might take a little better care of the football. They're dealing with a second and long. Wants to go up top. Gonna try to get it himself. Oh, look out, the ball's free. Recovered by the defense, and he's off.
Man, I can't do that here, right? I got the football, I got the lead, the clock is my friend, and now I cough it up. Offense, have to understand the situation, have to understand I got to get to the ground. I can make sure I don't fight for extra yards. I make sure I don't fumble, costly fumble.
Shakes off the defender. You want to make sure to maximize those types of runs, and he gets it out to the 41. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Gets the back moving. They'll run the toss. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Midshipmen looking for a chunk play on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the wideout. And the defense getting a hand in there on 3rd down.
It's so nice when you know it's 3rd and long, you know a pass is coming, you worked on it all week, get your feet set at the sticks, understand that quarterback's got to be rushed, get him off of his spot. Nice execution by this defense.
He'll be content with the field position, making the fair catch right around the 30-yard line. Here comes the Cincinnati offense back on the field. That fumble in plus territory just ruined that last drive, David.
Yeah, and those are frustrating when you got the offense moving a little bit and you put that thing on the deck, Jesse. But move on, reload, forget about it.
At the end of the day, it's just fundamental football, right? They practice it all week. 5 points of pressure. Every ball carrier has to have it. They just got to do a better job moving forward.
Using his legs, it's Walker. Good pickup on the ground, and they'll mark him down at the 39. The Bearcats are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. On 3rd and short, the run and looking for the first down. They'll move the chains after he gets it to the 43-yard line. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Bearcats have it with a 1st and 10. Motion from the wideout. Quick pass on the jet motion. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
Well, I love the aggressive nature of the defense on that play. Everybody playing with eye discipline. They saw the pre-snap motion. They knew who had the football, and you saw guys play with excellent instinct, running downhill and making a tackle.
Got his man downfield. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down. The Bearcats are moving quickly down the field. They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run.
And after that negative play on offense with the lead late in the game, I think there's still ways that you can be creative and run the football, but not be so obvious. So zone read type plays, fake dives and pitches to the running back to get him outside, jet sweeps. You can find other ways to keep the clock moving, even though the defense knows you're going to run it.
Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. From the 36, a 3rd down, and you wonder if they're willing to take 2 plays to get the first. Handoff to the lone back. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible.
Well, this guy's been an animal all game long. He's had tons of success running the football. The defense had to do something to stop him. Give the D-line and that front 7 tons of credit for being really physical there, getting the TFL.
And the ball will bounce at the 4 and find its way into the end zone for a touchback. And the Midshipmen offense making its way back onto the field. Didn't get anything done, 3 and out on their last series. They'll try to find a rhythm here. To the air, it's Horvat. Creates a little room. He's knocked out of bounds, but not before he gets it to the 25. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Got the completion on the last play, still some work to do on 2nd down. On the option. And he didn't get the pitch off, and he paid the price.
All right, if you're a quarterback in that situation, you know there's nowhere to go, so just
cut your losses.
You're right, absolutely. Slide, don't take the extra punishment. You just give up on the play.
Tight coverage and an incomplete pass. The defense knocks it away and forces a 4th down.
Every defense in the country talks about getting offenses in predictable 3rd and long situations where I can bring on more speedsters and I know the pass is coming so I can have more success.
Firing to the right, complete. And a big hit at the end, but it didn't stop him from getting the first down. They'll snap this one from the 32. It's first down. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and time is of the essence for this offense to get things done. First down here for the offense. Now on the option. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Lost 1 on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Back to pass. He's got his man, makes the grab. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. It's caught. Still on his feet at the 45. There he goes to the right. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Midshipmen!
Well, they get the touchdown here, and I think if you're the head coach, you got to go for two. You got to have a two-point play dialed up right now. What can you run you feel like you can execute to tie this thing with not a lot of time left on the clock?
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And it's up and good. So it's an 80-yard drive, and the score comes on a huge play in the passing game, covering 67 yards to the end zone. Few anxious moments there, but the hands team true to its name as they make the grab and get the ball. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. In a tight game like this, it's no time for complacency, David.
Nah, your defense just let you down a little bit. You still got the lead. Fourth quarter, Palmer, it's go time.
Yeah, I think we're going to find out a lot about the composure of this offense right here. They've got to be able to answer the bell.
They'll move the tight end. Off the play fake. Unloads to the wideout. Beautifully thrown ball. Terrific catch, and they'll have the first down.
That's how you end a football game. Nice job. You put the ball in your best player's hand. Let him go make a play. I know he runs out of bounds, but it doesn't matter. This ball game is over.
He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in. One more yard on this second down might just put an exclamation point on this one. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. The offense quickly calls timeout to stop the clock. They'll dial up the run on first and goal. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Cincinnati!
And this running back is so dangerous down close to the end zone. He's got wiggle, he's got great vision and burst, and he showed all of those attributes right there.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point was good to finish things off. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. He'll keep it himself. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. The defense uses their second timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. To throw, it's Horvat. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Catch in the middle, it's Kent. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down. Every second is meaningful, and they save a few of them with the spike. Got to get everybody lined up quickly, time winding away, and they've got to push the ball down the field. Back to pass on second down. Grabbed in the middle, it's Hutchinson. He's brought down quickly, minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down. Takes it from the gun on third down. Got it in the middle, it's Bryant. They'll get the first down. It's spotted on the 49. Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running. And they spike it and get the clock stopped. No time to waste here. They've got to get set and pick up chunk yardage. Second down, he'll throw it. He'll try to do it himself. He's brought down, but not before he turned that into a positive play and picked up a few on the run. Defense gets the timeout call. 20 seconds left on the clock. Motion from the back. He's looking to throw. Here's the pressure. got it! And he's knocked down, but there's also a flag that's been dropped. Let's check on the call. There are penalties you sort of forget about and others that sort of stick with you for a while. You get a play like that wiped out, that one's going to linger. On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. Didn't have much of a choice, just had to throw that one away. It'll be 4th down. No hesitation at all. The offense stays on the field. They'll go for it. Gotta have it here on 4th down. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. Incomplete on 4th down, and man, did they need to keep that drive alive. Running out the clock, a mere formality between them and a victory as we have victory formation coming. A little sports history, David. Upset is the only horse ever to defeat Man of War. And that's why we call games like this an upset.
I really had no clue that was a real thing. But I do know this is an upset. This team was unranked, beat a ranked team. But you went out and got your respect. You gained it now. Let's build on this throughout the season. One win, great win. Now let's go ahead and build some momentum in the future.
Reese, some might say you're not a one-trick pony with that reference. And obviously, this was the team, the unranked team, that had the horses to get this thing done. Too much firepower, just too much explosiveness on offense, great defense. What a tremendous win.
That's going to do it for us here, and for these two teams, that's going to do it for a season. Another bowl game in the books, and a season is wrapped. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, and our entire crew behind the scenes, I'm Reese Davis signing off, and we'll see you next season for another presentation of EA Sports College Football.